Want to stand out from the crowd with your presentations? Get your point across with impact? Well, hello and welcome to this short introduction to creating awesome purpose-driven presentations. I'm Mark Hookey with over 30 years experience leading change and transformation, here to share some pragmatic tips to help you thrive. Presentations, love them, hate them. In today's business world, well, you can't live without them, and they're required for almost every meeting that you have. If you have experience sitting through these presentations, you will know how boring sometimes they can be, how disorganized and how unclear they often are. And I have sat through some of the worst presentations. So creating clear, concise and well-structured presentations that get your message across will help you stand out from the crowd. I'm going to start by making a bold statement. You don't need fancy colours, pictures or animations to stand out from the crowd. It's your messages that you want to have a lasting impact. Now, these things can be nice pictures, etc., and make the presentation look appealing. However, they will not improve the impact of your message. Two pragmatic solutions that will immediately take your presentations to the next level are: 1. The art of presentations. All presentations should have one of three purposes. 2. The structuring rule of threes. Let's start with the presentation's purpose. Now, I would argue that if your presentation does not fall into one of these three categories, then you should not be using a presentation or presenting. There are only three reasons to create a presentation. First, approval. Second, reporting. And third, training. Art, approval, reporting, training. Aligning your presentation to one of these purposes will already improve the clarity of your message. So let's quickly jump into each one of them. Approval presentations are those where you need some level of agreement or decision from your audience, or where there's some level of judgment involved. So how to structure your presentation to get the best out of approvals? Well, first of all, questions. What are the critical questions that need to be answered so that a decision can be made? Second, argumentation. What is the argumentation for a particular decision? And third, answer. What is the answer to the decision? Is it a yes, maybe, or a no, for example? Moving on to the second, a report can either be as a result of an investigation or analysis, or even an update on progress. So how to structure your report presentation? Well, follow the SAM rule. Start with status. What is the progress or results at the presentation at that given time? Actions. What are the actions resulting from the analysis or next steps? And mitigation. What risks need to be avoided or mitigated? So status, actions, mitigation. And finally, training presentations. The purpose is to inform the audience of new information and to build long-term capabilities. They can range in any length depending on the topic and level of detail of knowledge required. So how to structure your training presentations? Well, you can use GESS: goals, education and summary. Goals. Start by documenting the learning goals for the training. Education. This is the content of knowledge that needs to be disseminated. Of course, this can be as long as you need it to be. And finally, summary. Highlight the key points and takeaways relating to the goals. By giving your presentation one of these three clear purposes and structuring it in one of these three ways, then the preparation you do will already be more concise, and the structuring you have will be easy to follow for your audience. And as a result, the impact you require will have far more success. I'd like you to take a moment. If you're enjoying this video, please do click the like button, click the notifications button to receive more content like this, and subscribe for a library of inspirational leadership and transformational tips. The next rule is the rule of threes, and you might have spotted me using the rule of threes in the presentation structures so far. Structuring concise, effective messages. So building high quality presentations is very dependent on how the message is structured in the most simple and effective way. So let's talk about how to build a story, how to structure a number of slides, and then how to format a slide. Again, I'm using the structure of threes, right? Building great stories for long-lasting impact. Now, I've made several other videos on storytelling, and I'll leave the links in the description below. A story obviously has a beginning, middle, and end. This is the simplest way to structure a good story. The beginning is the setup. It prepares the audience for the story's relevance, introduces the protagonist or the problem with an invitation that can't be refused. Come and join my story. Then the middle. This is explaining the predicament or the crisis facing the hero, or the problem that you're trying to overcome, which is imaginable and understandable for the audience. And then finally, the end. The predicament or the problem is resolved by a choice or a course of action and a struggle, and the action should reflect the overall value that you're trying to deliver in your messages. Structuring simple presentation decks that are easy to follow. Again, we use a very simple 1:3 ratio. And you should use this 1:3 ratio in everything that you're doing in structuring presentation slides. So 1, structure the number of slides with one executive summary slide, and then making only 3 points in the summary. Then 2, for each point in the summary, of which you'll have 3, have 1 additional slide. Then number 3, each slide having 3 additional points on, and so on and so on. So structure it in threes. Start with 1 with 3 points on, then 3 slides, each of those with 3 points on, and so on. Formatting those clear slides for ease of understanding. Again, use a 1:3 ratio. So think about that. A 1:3 ratio of text to white space. A 1:3 ratio having a primary color with 3 secondary shades. A 1:3 primary picture, and then icons for sub-processes underneath that. 3 different icons that relate to the original picture. So, in summary, find a purpose for your presentations, be it approval, reporting, or training. For approval, use QAA, questions, argumentation, and then answers. For reporting, use SAM, status, actions, and mitigation. For training, use GUESS, goals, education, and summary. Then follow the rule of threes. First of all, for story building, the presentation deck structure itself, and then the slide formatting. Do these simple things and your presentation will be far easier and far faster to put together because you have a good structure, and will be significantly more successful in delivering the impact you need. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and may you grow and thrive. For reporting, use SAM. For reporting, use SAM, standing for structure.